Hi, I want to give you a quick tour of the course in this video, but first I want to impress upon you that the course is complicated but not difficult. And what that means is that there's a lot of moving parts, but most people do really well. So it's complicated and then you have to keep track of all the moving parts. So be sure to write down the due dates and keep everything in your diary so that you can know what to do. But if you work hard, if you put a serious effort into each of the projects, then you should do really well. Most people do. So let me share my screen and show you some of the key aspects of the course to help you navigate the Canvas site and understand what's coming. Okay, here is the main Canvas page, and I just want to walk you through a few issues, a few topics. Here is the course resources. I'm going to start there in a minute, and then some learning modules that have content, and then here are the projects that are expected of you. So let me move up here to the top and click on the syllabus, because this is the key, right? This has the evaluation and all the material in it. And you'll see in here, it has a good basic purpose and who I am and the book that you need to order as soon as possible because you should start with that. But here's the part I want to pause on just for a moment. There are two big course content. One is the exam content. The exam is on the 10th of August, and there are various sections that lead up to it. And I give you a suggested start date and finish date. There are some projects embedded in here that you'll need to work through, but mostly this is mastering content. And then here's the second part of the course. 70% of the course grade is associated with these projects, right? And the biggest of these projects is the team project, which is a leadership case study where you'll be building a case study out with one other colleague here in class. But you'll be working through each of these. Again, they have a start date and a finish date. I've given you the expected hours and how much expected hours that I want you to devote to the task and how much it's worth in your final grade. Also the start date and due date. Due date's non-negotiable. The start date is really up to you. I really think you can get all of this done without any trouble early. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester. You could finish everything pretty much except for the team assignment in a week or two. There's about 100 or so hours worth of work. It'd be a big week, but you could do it, right? You could work all this at your own time. Okay, let me take you back to the home page and give you an example of one of these learning modules. So just go in here to the second one, which is Define Sustainable Development. They all look pretty much the same. They've got, again, the start date, suggested end date. But here's what's key for you is that there's a study guide associated with each of the assignments, and I'll come back and give you an example of that. There's a video to look at that gives you the overview, and they're pretty short, and you can get those done first. And then there's some readings associated with it. There's about an hour or so I expect you to devote to each of those chapters. And then in this case, there are a couple projects that again, the due dates are non-negotiable, and these are the projects and suggested start times. So this is a typical learning module. They've got a study guide, they've got some videos, they've got some readings, and perhaps a project. So let me take you to the study guide. If you were to click that, it would download it. I've got it already downloaded here. Here is a study guide. For example, it's a Word file. It gives you the basic questions that I want you to be able to answer. I'm going to pull questions from this for the exam, and you can just, as you're doing your reading and watching the videos, you can answer these questions, and you can just type the answers right in. Then becomes time for you to study. You can study from the study guide, right? It's all right there in front of you. So let's go back home. And here, again, is the main course page, and we just went through a learning module. I want to end here by showing you the project. So this is one of the projects in that learning module we just talked about. It gives you some specific instructions here, and this is where you're going to submit it. There's an assignment, and it's on Canvas. I mean, it's on Google Docs. Most all the information is on Google Docs. So you click that, and it takes you to the assignment, tells you what to do, and you submit your answer here. In this case, you'd submit it as a reply to this discussion board, and then you have an opportunity to see other people's submission, so you can kind of evaluate how you're doing. You won't be able to see their submission until after you submit yours, however. So that's a typical assignment. There's a lot of detail if you click this link. Let's just click it and see what happens. Takes you to a Google Doc. So here is the what's it worth, when it's due, the learning outcomes, little text that helps you set it up, and then a very specific detailed discussion of what's due and what you have to do. Okay, so there's some reading, writing, and analysis in here with each of these projects. Okay, just remember that the course is complicated but not difficult. Right? So lots of moving parts. Get all those dates in your calendar or diary or however you keep track of things, and get started as soon as you can. Right? And I'll be posting frequently asked questions and an occasional video like this with trying to address any serious questions anybody has. But also don't hesitate to reach out and get started and enjoy the course. A lot of good content here. Right? You don't just have to memorize stuff. You get to use the topics and practice leadership for sustainability.